Hey, this is Full Game Prometheus giving you my thoughts on Madden 2019. Recently seen a couple of videos where people have been posting some of their wish lists for Madden 2019. And I wanted to give you my take on what I thought about Madden 2018 so far. Actually, we're already halfway through the season, and what I would like to see with Madden 2019. First and foremost, I want to be very upfront and frank with you guys. I really thought Madden 2018. I think this game is probably the most superior product that's out there. They took out a lot of the bugs in the game that made the game pretty much unplayable, and it really cleaned it up a lot. I think they're really kind of facilitating a lot of the community and trying to facilitate the difference between the hardcore gamers and the gamers that just want to go and just jump into a game. So I want to talk about four different things that I think could be included to make the game a little bit better. First and foremost, I want to talk about the most popular mode in the game, which is Madden Ultimate Team. That particular mode is so popular, and the way they've actually set it up, where you have to, you got to constantly play solos and play games and challenges, rewards, weekend league. EA's done a phenomenal job of getting people hooked into that. I'm not a big person on doing Madden Ultimate Team. I didn't really like it. I don't like the time that's committed to it. I never really wanted to get into it, but it's just addicting mode. It really is. It's fun, and as you build up a team, you get better cards. It makes your team a little bit better. And they figured out for EA from a business standpoint. I know some of you guys don't like it, but from a business standpoint, it was brilliant because they found ways to actually generate additional revenue based off of a product that's it's fairly expensive out of the box. So good for them. They did a good job doing actually generating additional business with that. So I think that first and foremost, people that play MUT, they're constantly practicing, labbing, and trying a lot of different things. And one of the things I noticed is that you really can't practice or lab with your the game, the team that you want. So I've seen other people request this, and I totally concur. Is that it would be nice to be able to go ahead and take your MUT team, just download it from the system, and actually go ahead and upload it in practice mode, so you can practice with those players that you're going to be using online. Conversely, it would be nice to be able to do that with draft champions too. So you build a draft champions team, you can download it and practice with it. With Madden Ultimate Team, you can do the same thing, because that'll get your timing down. I think it'd be a lot better. So I can't think of anybody that wouldn't agree that that wouldn't be a good feature. Now here's another feature that I don't know how the programming can be done, or the extent of with the controllers how they can do this, but I think this is something that actually would benefit anybody. But I would love to see the ability to go ahead and create a base defense with all your hot adjustments before you snap the ball, in the sense that right now when you build a base a defense, a lot of these Madden gurus, they're setting up these base defenses where they're setting pressure off the left, they're putting cloud flats, and they're making massive adjustments. In a real NFL game, you can make those adjustments if someone keeps using the same play against you. You can say, okay, this is our new defense, this is what we're going to run. So in the real NFL, you would do that. Now, are they going to be as elaborate as what you do online? Probably not, but you can create that defense on the fly and keep it. So I'm going to throw out an idea with you. Maybe I'm not going to properly articulate this, but I'm thinking of, you could freeze a defense that you can use as a base defense or an audible defense in the future. So say for instance you go into game mode and you set up a defense, and it's like the cover 2 blitz. So you got all your setups. You got your line spread out. You got your guys crashing. You got your defender. You put one of your other linebacker in a deep blue. And now you've got to set your set defense, and you hit a button or a combination of buttons, and you freeze that as your base defense. This is going to be your hot audible base defense. Once that's set, you can always jump back into that defense just with a click of a button. Make it very easy. And I love to be able to see that feature carry over, where you can actually utilize it in practice mode and stuff like that, because if you are practicing by yourself, you're labbing by yourself, you can never really get the exact same type of a look unless you're using two controllers, and it's just so frustrating when you're labbing by yourself. Now, I don't lab by myself. I don't lab with people. I just figure stuff on my own. I would like to be able to go ahead and set up a elaborate defense and be able to go ahead and lock it in and then play a lab against it. And conversely, I love to be able to create an elaborate defense, lock it in, and be able to use it online for those guys that like to spam certain things. So that would be really cool. So being able to lock in a post-adjusted defense and be able to lock it and be able to go and replicate it in the next play or on the practice mode. Another thing that I'd love to actually see is that they could make Madden Ultimate Team or salary cap leagues. You know, Madden Ultimate Team is a fun game, and then you have the CFMs and all that stuff with progressions. But I would rather see where they actually have leagues where you could have like a 4-week season, 8-week season, 16-week season where you're playing against other opponents with maybe a salary cap team or with just Madden, with straight up Madden Ultimate Team. That would be actually kind of fun because my preference, I would think it'd be more fair if it was salary cap, because then you can't, basically it would make things more even, and you wouldn't have guys that have really stacked teams against real bad teams. But I would love to see salary cap, Madden Ultimate Team, or Draft Champions leagues where you actually have to play multiple players, and then you have a season, then you have a playoff championship. That would be really cool. That'd be a cool feature, and obviously the groundwork's there. They just need to go ahead and add the additional code to do it. It's like if you get the CFM, there's no progressions, and it actually might be a little bit cleaner because you don't have to do draft classes 30 years out. Another thing that I think they can do, and now I think with the way they have MUT set up, this would be the fourth and final thing, but I think the way that MUT is set up now with rewards and packs and coins and stuff like that, I think that they could bring back this feature from previous Maddens, and now I think they have teeth with it. Previous Maddens used to have like mini tournament modes, or actually tournament modes where you can actually build a tournament and invite people and play a tournament. Or they used to have like, just like you could do a mini tournament where it would be like 8 people or 6 or 4 people or whatever, and then you would have to wait for your opponents to play against each other, then you go into the next bracket. The problem with the tournament modes and why they weren't successful is because a lot of times players would start a tournament, and then they might play against someone who might quit out, and then they got to wait an hour. Then it was hard for them to actually get the other game in, and there really was, I wanted to win the tournament, but there was no incentive. With the success of Madden Ultimate Team, I could see them bringing back the tournament modes, and for the people that stick out the tournaments and actually play all the games, I could see them giving out packs as rewards, and that would be incentivize people to play more tournaments. And you would get better play styles in the tournaments, because obviously as you're going up in the brackets in the tournaments, and they don't have to be elaborate tournaments, they could be 8 people, 16 people, or something like that, but as you're going up in the brackets, you're obviously going to be playing against guys that are better players because they've obviously beat people. It's just like the NCAA tournament for basketball. Obviously, you get deeper into the bracket, you're going to be playing against better teams. So that's one of the things I'd love to see them bring back, and they've got the incentive now. EA has got the incentive to, with the packs, it's going to get people they're going to come back to tournaments, and I can see that there'll be more activity with tournaments because there'll be incentive to actually get packs and coins and stuff like that to help build their Madden Ultimate Team. And do it with Madden Ultimate Team, salary cap. Do it with Draft Champions. I think it'd actually help a lot. Another thing they could do too with that is allow, because now we have broadcast games, allow opponents that are actually waiting for their next opponents to be able to jump into the games and actually watch them. So that might be a condition, is that you have to stream your games. So you've got the technologies now, which makes the experience at our brackets will be a little bit more interesting. So guys, those are my 4 ideas. I think that would actually make Madden 19 a better team. I think from the play standpoint, I really think that they really have hammered down the play pretty well. Like the gameplay of the game is pretty outstanding. I can't say that I'm like, oh, I this play sucks, or I get frustrated when people do that. I think that they've done a really good job to make the game competitive, and you understand what concepts and certain things stop. There's nothing's unstoppable, and nothing is unstoppable. You basically, it's the ultimate chess game, and they've done a really good job. So give me your feedback, guys. Let me know what you guys think. What would you like to see in 2019? What do you think about my 4 ideas for 2019, and do you guys think there should be something to be added to the game? So once again, to my subscribers, thank you so much, guys, for watching my channel, participating, making comments, hitting the like button. I really appreciate it, and I'll be rolling out more tips videos and more gameplay videos for you to help your game. So thanks a lot. Until next time.